stopping the accumulation of fat building up in your body. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? So this is a review of First Farm's L-carnitine, and it has an ingredient in here that has a few studies that are pretty promising for that effect. We're going to get into this. This is like a supplement review and an ingredient spotlight video. And for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is David. This is a mission to muscle, mission to weight loss. Whatever your mission is, well, I'm here to review supplements, give you guys the ins and the outs, the pluses, the minuses, then going over the ingredients and ingredient profile and the effects on certain supplements, if there's any effects at all. So we're going to jump right into this. L-carnitine with fucoxanthin. That's the ingredient spotlight there. So we're going to go over that ingredient on the end of the list because that is down at the end of the list, which is nice. So I can stop at that and we can talk about it a little bit. So we'll go over the ingredient profile, but I want to let you guys know, as far as I know, none of my affiliates sell this. I actually picked this up because I was looking for the form of carnitine in this. I was looking to take that on top of other things for like a stacker, and that's basically what this is. This is a stacker. This is not a standalone fat burning ingredient or product. I mean, I guess you could try it and see what it does, but to me, it's not a standalone. It's not going to make a big difference, a big dent in your weight loss, other than the idea of you restricting calories. So the way the body works is, and I say that because I should be talking about this in a lot of my fat loss product burning videos, but I'm going to just say it in this one about these type of products. They're going to be 5–10% of your weight loss once your diet is in check. So the calories that we eat are actually transferred into ATP in our body. So we have thousands of cells in our body. The muscle alone, like certain muscles in our body, contain over 500 cells. The heart, I believe, contains 5,000 cells. These are all mitochondria. So a lot of us think too small. When we're talking on the cellular level, it's super important. So ATP has to be firing all the freaking time. So the calories we consume, a lot of that's being used as ATP, because without ATP being produced in the mitochondria, whether from carbs or fat, we couldn't move. So it's like that is what allows us to move, and it's what allows a lot of things to fire in our body. So with that said, when you consume calories, your body is going to use some of those calories for ATP. And what it doesn't use, it's going to store, and it's going to store as white adipose tissue. So with that said, white adipose tissue has no release mechanism to it, really. So it's the hardest tissue to actually lose weight on. And this product has an ingredient, the fucoxanthin, which is supposed to help with that release of stored fat in the white adipose tissue. So getting right into the ingredient profile, we're going to put it right off to my left here. Ooh, got an itch, hit my mic, hope that didn't make any too much noise. We're going to put the ingredient profile right off to my left. We're going to go off the one scoop here and just do a heavy scoop on this, because it's one of those fine powders that, you know, if you use a scale, it's not going to be exact. It's going to be hard. So there's no stems in this thing. So go a little bit over a flat level scoop. You should be fine. This is scoop supposed to be 3.7 grams, and it's going to vary between 3.5 to 4.2. Servings in per container is 60. You're supposed to, directions say you take 2 doses a day. So you can take it, what I've been doing is taking it before my workout and before work. But when I don't have work, I take it before and after my workout, because the fat burning process is happening and mobilization is happening during your workout and hours after your workout. So taking it after your workout is probably, in my opinion, the best thing to do if you're using this as a weight loss product. 1 scoop 30 minutes, an hour before, 1 scoop right after your workout. Flavor on this thing, this is an orange sunrise. And like the 2,000 and something reviews on their website, with a 5-star rating as far as the way this thing goes, it's a great flavor. And the reason why I'm saying that is because most of the reviews on their site have nothing to do with they lost weight. It has to do with the damn flavors. The flavor was awesome. Best tasting product ever. What the hell? I was like, are people buying this for like an energy drink? Like they just really just care about the flavor and not that this thing's helping them lose weight? I was shocked. I was shocked. As I'm doing these reviews, I'm more and more shocked on people, like, why they purchase stuff. It's like, I want effectiveness. I don't give a crap about the flavor. I mean, maybe I'm different. I mean, I'd love to have flavor and effectiveness, But to have over 2,000 reviews where I was browsing through them, there's got to probably be half of them are how good these things taste. So anyways, getting back into the ingredient profile, I get shocked on this way people spend money here. So right on the top we have vitamin B6 at 1 milligram. This is fantastic for neural health. So it's going to help with brain function. It helps with the nervous system and the immune system as well. Then we got vitamin B5, 3 milligrams. This helps with red blood cell count. Helps with sex hormones. And vitamin B5 also helps with the metabolization of carbs and fats. So it's going to help with the breakdown of that for energy. Then we got L-carnitine L-tartrate at 1,500 milligrams. So 2 scoops of this a day is going to be 3 grams of L-carnitine. And this is one of my favorite forms. This and acetyl L-carnitine. So when you're choosing L-carnitine, you really can't, I wouldn't choose it as a fat loss ingredient. So I would not like go in buying L-carnitine for fat loss, because L-carnitine is going to work in your body if you're low on L-carnitine. Now, if you're training a lot, if you're working a lot, working out a lot, if you're on the go all the time, you could be low on L-carnitine. But L-carnitine, other than GBB is a different hit of L-carnitine, but L-carnitine straight on is only going to bring your levels back up to normal if you are deficient for fat loss purposes for the carnitine shuttle. And 3 grams is sufficient of L-carnitine tartrate. What you would want to take acetyl L-carnitine for is for brain function, because it actually crosses the blood-brain barrier and it turns into acetyl L-choline for brain firing memory. So it's a great ingredient. That's Alcar. Great ingredient for that. Carnitine L-tartrate is my favorite go-to ingredient for recovery. And the possibility, because there's been a few studies on it, where it increases androgen receptor density in the muscles. So when you can increase androgen receptor productivity or usage, you can increase the production of testosterone. So that's the reason why I took this, on top of the idea that there's recovery benefits to it, and that there are some brain function benefits to it, and possibly some energy benefits with the metabolism of fat, just because it's always helped me in the past. But not a big weight loss kick or big fat loss kick or big energy kick. It just kind of like levels me out, especially if I'm working the amount of hours that I work sometimes. So we're jumping back into this. We got green tea extract at 200 milligrams. This is 50% polyphenols. So this is famous for EGCG. So 50% polyphenols. This has polyphenols and catechins in it. And they've been known to actually help with cardio function, fat loss, and a few other things in the body. Now, EGCG is a fabulous ingredient. It's epigallocatechin gallate is what they call it. So it's a form of catechin. So you have catechins, you have epicatechins, you have the EGCG, and you have gallolated epicatechins and gallolated catechins. So these are all different forms in green tea, and they help on a wide range in the body as far as health, immunity, cardiovascular health, and the possible increase of weight loss through the increase of metabolism. So jumping on to the next ingredient, Biopremin. 5 milligrams. This is basically a digestive ingredient. This is going to help this all digest in your body and hopefully, get it into the system. Then we have fucoxanthin. They put it right on the top there. So fucoxanthin, what is this ingredient here? So this is found in brown seaweed, and it was first discovered by Japanese marine biologists. They did some studies. We'll get into the couple studies that they did, but let's get into the one human trial of 151 participants, and they were women. I believe it was a 16-week trial. And at the end of the trial, there was substantial weight loss in the women that actually took the fucoxanthin, and they had a decrease in liver enzymes and fatty liver. So great findings as long as the study was done to par. I didn't dive into it way too much, but it is just one study. I'd love to see more studies on humans on this, because the rest of them are been done in vitro, and also in animals, rats, mice. So let's talk about the research that was done by the Japanese biologists and what they found. So they were doing research on animals, and they found that when the animals were injected with this, there was a uncoupling protein, which is uncoupling protein 1, became active in white adipose tissue. So this is not found normally. So white adipose tissue is that tissue that is our stubborn fat, the fat we can't get rid of. But brown fat is the fat that is for, our physical energy, producing fat, to where it does have uncoupling protein 1 in it, and that allows that fat to be released and broken down in the body. So to find it in white adipose tissue and to have it activated in white adipose tissue is a fantastic find. I mean, you stack this with Grains of Paradise or Metaburn, which turns white adipose tissue into brown adipose tissue. You're getting like a 1-2 punch. If this ingredient is what they say it is and does do and activate the same functions that they found in the animal studies. The other thing that this did was it stopped new fat cells from maturing. So what happens is, we create new fat cells if we're overeating. I mean, throughout our life, we're always creating fat cells, and they enlarge, they mature. So what this does, by more fat going in it, more, chemical processes happening. And in white adipose tissue, you don't want that. We don't want that at all. I mean, we don't want a brown adipose tissue. So what this does is they found that through an enzymatic process in the cells, when this enters the cells, the fucoxanthin, it turns into an ingredient called fucoxanthinol, which stops that maturing effect of fat cells, so they don't enlarge. So they stay small, which is awesome. I mean, I think that's the findings that they found on this. Like I said, I would love to see more studies, but with the studies that they've done in vitro on animals and in humans, they have found no negative side effects. So it is something that if somebody's really trying to get rid of stubborn fat and they already have a fat burner or some kind of product, this is probably a good thing to stack on it. But we'll get into the effects. So first form, L-carnitine with fucoxanthin. How did it do? So you're going to take the scoop of the Orange Sunrise, which was delicious, just like all the reviews say. You're going to take the kind of hefty scoop before and after you work out, right when you wake up in the morning, or 5-6 hours later on an empty stomach. Either way, you're going to take it. And I've taken it for 2 weeks. I noticed nothing as far as super big energy kick. So I do feel an underlying energy kick after taking this. Just underlying. It almost feels like I'm taking that green tea. Like it's like I've taken 200 milligrams of green tea, and there's just like very subtle kind of a wake me up type feeling, but nothing like caffeinated. It's not 100 milligrams of caffeine. It's not even 50 milligrams of caffeine. It's just kind of just underlying subtle awakeness that you feel. So you feel that. And as far as cognitive function and focus, this is supposed to have some neurotropic benefits to it, especially L-carnitine and then green tea. I don't notice anything. I mean, it could be that I'm already taking pre-workouts and stuff like that, so I'm not really noticing anything. And if somebody wasn't taking a pre-workout or taking something else, they might notice something. But seriously, notice no nootropic benefits whatsoever. The only thing I've noticed in 2 weeks as far as anything substantial related to the studies and related to the fat loss benefits is in increased insulin sensitivity. So I've literally dropped, my sugars have dropped in the gym, and they've dropped outside of the gym, which is not normal for the products I normally take in my regimen. So I know what has to do with this, and which isn't good for me because I have to carry glucose around with me because my pancreas doesn't work as a type 1 diabetic, so it doesn't signal to the liver to manufacture glycogen or to give me some energy. So when I drop, I literally have to write it out, the brain droppage, the wonkiness. But anyways, you guys don't give a shit about that. So I have to write that out and then, get my energy up. So I have noticed insulin sensitivity, and I have noticed kind of like the glucose disposal agent properties to this. Anti-inflammatory benefits. I don't know if that is from the L-carnitine. I do feel better on this as far as recovery-wise, but I felt that before on L-carnitine tartrate. That is why I bought this product. So I don't know if that's the case there. Now, in the studies, they were 16 weeks long. And as far as the fucoxanthin, I believe that it was a buildup. So it's not something that this product is not supposed to work right away. It's supposed to work over the 16-week time. You're supposed to take it, probably buy 2 bottles of this to give it a run to see if it helps with your weight loss goals, along with dialing in a caloric deficit. But nothing fantastic. This to me is a stacker. Like if you want the benefits of L-carnitine, you want the benefits of green tea, then by all means, because we don't know, I can't tell you personally if the fucoxanthium works or not. It's just one study and a bunch of animal studies to it. But it is a promising ingredient just for the studies of all the benefits to it. I'm curious to see as this thing evolves if it's going to be an ingredient that just drops off and it's a fly-by-night ingredient like we've seen a lot of them come through here. Even terkesterone was popular for a long period of time and it's dropped off. So that's my review. Just trying to give you guys an honest review. And if you guys are curious about these ingredients and these products here, so first farm L-carnitine with fucoxanthium. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm going to get on with the rest of my Saturday here because it is a cheat day for me. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can stop cheating. Yeah, I'll be able to stop cheating. You guys have a fabulous day. We'll see you next time on the channel.